All right, well, let me get you guys going here. Today is as many rounds as possible in 10 minutes. So this is a little bit longer set. Last week we did 2 times 5, 2 times 5 minutes. Today we're doing just a group of 3 exercises for 10 minutes. We'll take 2 minutes off. Then we're going to do another group of exercises for another 10 minutes. Okay, so you go through it at your pace. The first 3 are going to be plank pull through. So we're in that plank position, pulling the kettlebell or dumbbell or weight, whatever it is, underneath. So from the supported side over to the unsupported side, and then we pull back. So everything is 10 reps each. So if there's an each side, you're going to do 10 each. Okay, so then next exercise, squat to shoulder press. So you'll just hold the weight right here on your shoulder. So the weight stays right on your shoulder. You're squatting down, and then at the top you press up. As you press up, your palm will turn forward and point forward. Let your palm do what it wants to do when you come down. Usually it's going to turn and kind of be facing in towards your cheek. All right, and last one is a kettlebell swing or deadlift. So again, you're either going down the range of motion that you do well. So that might be about hands to knee. So that's the deadlift. And if you're going to do the swing, you can pull through and swing that way. Okay, those are movements you all know. So that's that. And then I'll explain the other ones as we get into that 2-minute rest. But it's a side bridge press, which you know, a lateral lunge, which you know we're going to be stepping out and stepping back in, and then a wide stance band row. If you don't have a band, that's okay. You can use a dumbbell instead. So typically, like with the band row, we'd be standing on the band with our feet wide and pulling up. If you don't have it, you just make it a single arm row with the weight that you have. Okay? So let's go ahead and I'll meet on the floor. Let's wrap up with the foam roller. All right, meeting on the floor, we're going to cross one ankle over your knee. Right? So you can either take your hand and push that knee away for a stretch, or you can reach through and grab the back of your leg and pull that in for a stretch. So we're just stretching it outside of your hip here, right around where your hip pocket is. And relax. Let's go to the other side. Cross that other ankle over. Reach through and grab, or just push your knee away from you, whichever you feel gives you a better stretch. They're slightly different stretches, but relax your head on the ground if you can. And good. All right, let's go dead bugs here. So your knees are going to be, kneecaps will point up towards the ceiling, fingertips will point up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to reach with opposites. The other side just stays frozen. So as you reach your opposite arm and leg, you're going to keep your other kneecap and fingertips facing the ceiling. As you reach out, we're trying to press your low back into the floor. So we keep the exact same feeling, the exact same pressure with your low back. And good, let's relax, roll over onto your side. Fingertips together, we're just gonna open up. And then we'll go for about 20 seconds here. I'll let you guys do what's best for you. If moving is better for you, if this feels better to move through it, then do that. If it feels better to stay open and just kind of feel that stretch, you can do that. Go for 10 more seconds. And good. Let's go to the other side. Just rolling right over. Fingertips are together. We're going to open up. As you open up, make sure your knees are still stacked on top of one another. Ten more seconds. And good. All right, let's come up to a push-up position. Bring one foot up underneath. You can leave your back foot or your back knee on the ground, or you can pick it up, whatever's better for you this morning. It's a little bit more work to keep it up, but you can also sink into the stretch a bit more. So again, just keeping your knee outside your armpit, pushing your hips down towards the floor and your chest away. And good. From here, let's go ahead and straighten both legs. Looking for a big stretch down the back of your front leg here. Letting your back heel drop down for a calf stretch. And good. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Pushing those hips down, pushing your chest away. And go ahead and straighten your legs. Let that back heel drop down. And good. Relax from there. Let's go ahead and stand up. Feet go out wide. All right, so we're just going to do a wide stance hinge here. So all that is it's the same movement as a deadlift, but your feet are out wide. You're going to push your hips back. So we kind of get a groin and hamstring stretch. And then we use your cheeks to come back up. So use this as a chance to get the feel for pulling down with your hamstrings, right, rather than using your low back. Your low back should be stable here. Like we always talk about, like on the dead bugs, we talked about keeping your low back pressed into the floor. Okay, this is going to be kind of that same idea where we're keeping your hip, your pelvis stable while your legs move. It's just, this is kind of the opposite situation where your legs are staying frozen and your hips are moving around your hips. Did I say hips moving around your hips? I meant your hips are moving around your legs. Okay, last one here. We'll give your knee a hug and then step back for a reverse lunge and we'll get ready to go. All right, bringing that knee up and across and we step back for a reverse lunge, starting to get your legs warmed up. And good, let's go to the other side. And relax. Okay, we're ready to go. You just need one weight. In the first group here, the limiting factor is going to be the weight that you can shoulder press 10 times. So if you have options, in terms of the weight that you're using, we're gonna, like shoulder press would be the weight that would be the heaviest, would feel the heaviest. Yeah. If you have two, you might want to use a different one for the swing. Okay. So again, a plank pull through. All right, so you're in that plank position, pulling the weight across, followed by squat to shoulder press. So we're doing essentially 20 squats and 10 presses on each side. So at that 10 mark, you'll switch it over to the other hand. And then wrapping up with the kettlebell swing or dumbbell swing. I haven't shown you dumbbell swings, but if you have only a dumbbell to do this, you just hold one end of the weight and let the handle go vertical, and it works okay. All right, well, let's get started with our 10 minutes. We've got 20 minutes to work today, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes in the next group, and then you're off to your day. Okay, so getting started with these three: plank pull through, squat to shoulder press, and kettlebell swing. All right, ready to go in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Starting off on the floor with that plank pull through. So you go at your pace. You go at your pace for 10 minutes. I'll be doing some random coaching as we go through. Make sure you're keeping your hips steady as you do the pull through. Try not to shift side to side. And again, we're pulling 10 each side. Squat to shoulder press, you're going to sit back like you're sitting your butt down in a chair. So really push back and then press up. Kind of use your legs to drive the shoulder press. So the weight's already going to be moving. You'll have some momentum to press it up to the ceiling. Once you get 10 on one side, switch it over, you go 10 on the other. Okay, swing or deadlift is next. And we're moving back up to the top. Guys, that was about almost 3 minutes. All right, so we try to keep up that pace as we go through. And now we're past that 3-minute mark. About 6:50 to go. In that squat to shoulder press, make sure that the weight isn't pulling you forward. So you really want to sit your hips back, okay? So that, and keep the weight close to you. If you hold it too far out in front of you, you tend to like let your chest drop with it. So with your squat, you're going to try to keep your chest up as you go down. Okay, so that weight just sort of balances up by your shoulder rather than pulling you forward. Okay, we just reached 5-minute marks. We're halfway through. If you're doing the deadlift instead of the swing, and we're going to try to keep that tailbone up and out as you go down. The more you can keep your tailbone up, the more stretch you get on the back of your legs. The more stretch you get, the more you can kind of use it to feel that and pull yourself down, or pull the back of your hips down using your hamstrings. Four minutes left, guys. It's looking like may get around 3, maybe 4 sets in here. Maybe 4 and some change if you're really moving. Challenge yourself on that plank pull through to keep your hands under you. As things get tougher, your hands have a way of creeping out in front of you, out over your, or under your forehead rather than under your chest. So do your best to keep your hands under. So you're truly in that push-up position. Two minutes to go here, gang. 2 minutes in this group. On the squat to shoulder press, think about, even though the weight is on one side, think about dropping right down the middle. Don't let the weight affect your squat. It's sort of sneaky core work. Last minute in this group, 1 minute to go. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we've got 2 minutes to rest here. During that 2 minutes, I'll explain the next two. Take this time to grab a drink, catch your breath. Side bridge press. You're going to be basically doing a side plank from your elbow, or sorry, from your knee. So we bend your knees at 90 degrees and come up to that side bridge. This is the bottom of the movement, right? So you'll go no lower than this. Okay, so you won't let your pocket sink down towards the ground. This is the bottom, and the press is you pressing your bottom leg into the floor so it lifts your hips up. Again, we want to make sure that your pelvis stays steady here. Don't turn it into a side crunch where we're really crunching down with this side. It's going to be your hip extending away. So there's a difference between if you're here doing a side crunch like that and pushing your leg down so it lifts everything. So that's the side bridge press. We're going to do 10 each side. Lateral lunge, we know. You're holding that weight either up under your chin or down low, whatever is better for you. Stepping out to the side, we'll do 10 on one side and 10 on the other. After that last lateral lunge, you'll either step on a band or wrap it or make it like a big loop around your feet, depending on what kind of band you got. Then you'll reach down, and let's go underhand grip. So palms facing forward. And you'll row 10 on each side. If you have a dumbbell, then use a dumbbell. Same thing, palm forward. So if you're going to use that same dumbbell, you'll be here and pulling your elbow up with your palm forward. All right, we're ready to go in 10 seconds. Okay, again, starting off with the side bridge press, lateral lunge, and row. And 10 minutes, here we go. At the bottom of your side bridge press, always check in. Make sure you're in a nice straight line. So shoulders, hips, and knees should all be in one straight line. I think there's a tendency for your hips to creep back on this one. So you kind of end up with your hips back and your shoulders forward, or even like your t-shirt logo facing down towards the floor a little bit. Let's make sure that that logo is pointing straight forward. And always keep your hips up in line, right in between your shoulders and knees. Side bridge press to lateral lunge. Always bringing those feet together. So if you're going to hold with one, if you're going to hold low, hold on the straight leg side. So if you're stepping out to your left, you'll hold with your right, and vice versa. For the row, I'll let you decide. It's going to be kind of based on your equipment. So if you have a heavier band and that's your only option, then you may want to go 2 hands on the row, 2 hands at one time, and just do 10 there. But if your band is lighter and it's really easy for 2 hands, then just go for a 1-hand row. And again, even if you're holding a dumbbell or kettlebell here, we're going to try to keep palm facing forward. And we are 3 minutes down. We're right at the 7-minute mark. 3 down, 7 to go. Remember, side bridge press, lateral lunge, wide stance row. Six-minute mark, 6 minutes to go, 4 down. If you can remember as you go through, try to, if you lunged left to start with on the first round, try to lunge right to start with on the second round. It's not absolutely essential, but it's a good way to stay in tune with the workout. Staying tuned in rather than letting your mind wander. Just same way we want to eat mindfully, we also want to try to work mindfully too. Five minutes to go, halfway there. So after those lateral lunges, you're going to the row. Four minutes left. Again, with this circuit, we're looking at 3 to 4 rounds. Maybe 4 and change if you're moving through it quickly. If you're moving through it that quickly, I'd encourage you to maybe look for a little more depth in the lateral lunge. Maybe a little bit slower, more control in the row. Side bridge press, lateral lunge, wide stance row. Okay, let me go in reverse lunge instead. You're going reverse lunge instead of lateral lunge?
Yeah, the lateral lunge kind of bothers my knees.
Okay, no problem. What about a lateral squat?
Also bothers.
Okay. And this doesn't. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's not as bad.
Okay.
I'm still a little sore afterwards.
Minute 40 left. All right, last minute, guys. 1 minute to go. Thirty seconds. Ten left. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job, guys. Let's take 1 minute here just to stand tall. Get that good solid posture. Again, making sure that your hips are balanced under you. Good way to think about that is, your waistband or your belt. If you had a belt, you wouldn't want your belt to be down, your belt buckle to be down in front and up in the back. We want to get it so that your belt is level with the floor. So for some of us, that means we're going to have to push your tailbone back a little bit. For me, it means dropping my tailbone down, just bringing that belt line to level with the floor, standing tall with your shoulders back, ribs down, getting that good posture to head off for your day. And that's that. Bringing your breath back under control. And good. All right, nice job, everybody. We will catch you tomorrow. Reminder for those of you in the Holiday Hold'em Challenge, we've got the question and answer tomorrow night, which I'm super excited about. You'll get a little reminder tomorrow as well. So hope you guys enjoyed.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be okay.
Thanks, Brian.
See ya.
Thanks, Brian.